Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I am super excited to be here. I hope that you're loving this song. It's already the holiday vibe here. I'm joined here with Iris from the Go Game and Weave and Maitri from Hoppier. Hey, if you can tell us where you are joining us from, that would be amazing. I'm gonna San Francisco. Uh, for me, it's
There are people from
Montreal.
everywhere: New Jersey, California, Seattle.
We have a lot of people joining right now. We already crushed the number that Aris
Well, I'm glad. We had
estimated in
bets on how many
25
people would
cities.
join.
Ah, Canada, anybody from Europe? I'm actually from Belgium originally. Mexico, nice. New Jersey, Seattle, Croatia, hey, a European friend.
That's amazing. Croatia.
I'm gonna, and here we go again. We're gonna
On
start
repeat.
with just a few seconds. Let's wait until everybody has had the time to take a coffee or lunch. Hello, Tamra, Diana. Hey. All right. Yes, I win. We made guesses in terms of the amount of attendees, and I am winning so far. Um, all right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Hoppier and Weave webinar on the 5 best event tech vendors for a magical virtual holiday party. So I want to start by saying the reason why we chose this event topic is because I don't think it's ever been more important than creating this moment of connection for your remote team. It's been a very hard year, even a very hard 2 years, and people need this time right now to have some fun, meet other people that from other teams, from other departments that they haven't met yet, and they just need that moment to have a laugh, have a good time. And so if you tuning in today, you're probably in charge. I agree. Me too, Gary. Um, if you're tuning in today, you're probably in charge of planning your virtual team building events for your company. And you might encounter 2 challenges. First one, as we all know, creating that moment of connection, engaging people online is much harder than engaging them and creating those conversations in the real world. So that's the first thing. Second thing is time. Your most valuable asset right now is time. A few reasons for that. Again, virtual team building events. Virtual holiday party is probably the most important one of Q4, but there are many things happening this quarter. Halloween, Thanksgiving, the big planning meetings. If you want to send gifts to employees, there are a lot of initiatives that you can take to engage and reward remote employees. And well, basically you have a lot on your plate. And you also know that, so you can't be alone. You need this, as we call ourselves for this event, the event elves, these event tech vendors that can help you create these memorable virtual experiences that create those connections. But when you start searching for cool event tech vendors or great apps to engage people during those virtual team building events, you might end up scrolling for hours and hours and hours, and that's only the first step. So our goal of today is helping you with all these challenges and presenting you of 5 best picks, hello from Ukraine, um, for an amazing and for a magical virtual holiday party. So without further ado, I want to start by telling you a little bit more about ourselves. And let's start with Iris. Who are you, Iris?
Hey everyone, so wonderful to see you here and see such a variety of locations from all over the world. I am the director of sales here at the Go Game / Weave. To clarify the two names there, the Go Game is the name of our company. Weave is the name of our platform. The Go Game has been in business for over 20 years, creating in-person, high-tech urban scavenger hunts and incredible experiences. And we've been able to take that and turn it into this virtual platform and really mimic in-person events in a variety of ways. So I'll talk more about that soon, but thanks so much for being here and looking forward to sharing more with you all.
Thank you, Iris. Great to have you with us today. Maitri, tell us more about yourself.
Hello,
please.
everybody. So excited to be here. My name is Maitri, and I am the demand generation manager here at Hoppler, and I am super excited to be here.
Thank you, Maitri. And I am Thomas Paris, Director of Marketing at Hoppler, originally from Belgium, moved to Montreal 1 year ago, and super excited to be here with you to talk about the 5 best vendors for your virtual holiday party. So let's get started. So before we dive into those actual vendors, we wanted to take a step back and outline some of the most important decision criteria when it comes to choosing those vendors. Maitri, can you help us with
Exactly as Tom said, we just didn't want to give you suggestions. We also wanted to communicate the reasoning behind why we chose the vendors we chose. So first of all, yes, technology prowess. And by that, I mean, how easy is it to integrate into the existing tech stack? How easy is it to navigate and understand? What's the learning curve like? We don't want to introduce a new technology to everyone on a holiday party and everyone's scratching their heads. It's confusing. Turns out to be another learning session. We want it to be fun. So we want it to be easy to understand, right? So that's the first one. The second one is capability to personalize. We are all fatigued from all those meetings that we have every day. So we don't want this to be another generic event. We want the attendees to feel like it is specifically built for them, and not just in terms of backgrounds, but in terms of the kind of events and activities that you plan, in terms of the whole experience, and probably the swag and the gift they receive and all of those things. Each and every step should be personalized, which goes into the third point. If it's personalized, if people think that these people have really thought about me while crafting this holiday party, it automatically becomes engaging. And the fourth one is customer support. Look, you've really tried hard. You've done your research. You've built this program. You've invited everyone and everyone's come, and then it crashes. We don't want that. Or there are technical glitches. In times of need, you need to have someone you can turn to. So having those vendors who have a strong customer support team who will get back to you instantly is very, very important. The last one is transparency and visibility. You want to see what kind of a result the event created, even in terms of just feedback from people or Slack messages, people saying, hey, this was a great party. We haven't seen this before. Or trying to gauge, okay, I spent so much and we got a better result than last time. Trying to understand what gifts people chose or what kind of an experience they had. So those are some of the important things that you need to keep in mind when you are trying to select these event elves or event vendors. Yeah, so those are the 5. So now that we've discussed those, I want to ask you guys an open question as to what is the deal breaker for you. I know I mentioned these 5 things, but let me know in the chat what are those top 2 things or 3 things that you will take into consideration. I think we'll give them 30 seconds for answer. Okay.
Obviously, one the famous mute button, the enemy of all events.
Got it.
It's actually a poll. It's actually a poll. So you can go to the poll. I see that a lot of people are already answering. Bad user experience is winning so far. Cost is taking over. All of the above. If there is anything else, please let us know in the chat. Bad UX is definitely a pain. I think especially for the attendee side, right? I think for event planners, we are getting used to using all these cool event tag, but attendees, not everyone is very comfortable with those new technologies. So I think the
Absolutely.
attendee
Just
experience
as an
has to
event
be very
planner
smooth.
or an event organizer, you kind of become like this custodian. You become an ambassador, right? Suddenly for all the vendors you've chosen and the experience you've put together. So any slight mistake, you start to take it personally. Even though you don't mean to, you're like, oh my God, this is my baby. I want everyone to like it. Total sense.
Exactly. I see to have a great host, absolutely. If the host is not fun or not engaging, you can't expect attendees to be. All right, next, what are we going to touch on for these vendors,
The
Marjorie?
information we are going to give you or share with you is going to be consistent so that you don't feel like you learned a lot about one platform and you didn't learn anything else about maybe the other four. So each one, we're going to give like a platform introduction, what they do best that no other players in the market do, and what is the attendee and the admin experience going to be. A lot of the times we can find what, their value prop information, pricing information on the website, but something you miss out on is how's the actual experience like? And that is what we're trying to share here that you probably will not find on the website. And obviously the pricing, so that you have a ballpark, you have a number that you walk away with, and also how to get started. Do they have trial? Do they have like a demo service, or do you have to contact sales directly? And lead time, how much in advance do you start thinking about this, and how much of a runway do you need? Do you need 2 months, or do you need 2 weeks to get this whole event or this whole platform onto your tech stack and make it usable? So those are some of the things we're going to touch on as and when we go through each platform. And yeah, that's about it for this section. So I'm going to go hand it over to you. I was going to say. Oh yeah.
Amazing. Oh, sorry. Amazing. And so stay with us until the end, because we're not Santas, but we have a gift for you. If you stick to the end, we'll reward you for your time. So the first event vendor that we wanted to introduce to you, I don't think it's a big surprise, but it's an amazing software, and it's Weave. Aris, can you tell us a little bit more about Weave?
Yes, absolutely. So I am based in San Francisco, so a shout out to Diane. I saw she's from San Francisco. And so again, for those of you that joined late, I want to clarify, the Go Game is the name of our company. Weave is the name of our platform. And the Go Game has been in business for over 20 years, providing these incredibly fun, engaging, unique experiences through our in-person events. And we're not here, of course, to talk about those in-person events, but it's important to note that we've been able to use that experience and expertise to then mimic these in-person events in the virtual landscape and like actually do it well. So our platform was specifically created for engaging, interactive, fun experiences. And I use those words a lot, but it's true. And no offense to the Zooms of the world, but those were designed to be meeting platforms. And there are a ton of virtual event vendors out there who are using Zoom as their virtual event space. And no matter how Zoom savvy or tech savvy you are, there just isn't a way to truly create an event on Zoom that engages every participant and creates meaningful connections between the guests. And the Weave platform was designed to do exactly that. So just a tiny backstory here, because I think it's important to know in terms of, technical prowess. We started working on the Weave platform about a year prior to the pandemic starting. And it was going to be a new offering from the Go game for remote teams, because of course, remote teams was a thing before this all happened. And also, as we all know, 2020 did not quite go as planned. And we were not ready to launch this platform. It was not ready for prime time last March. But our tech team is incredible and we made it happen, long story short. And since then, we've hosted thousands of virtual events on this platform and continue to receive amazing positive feedback from clients and participants every day. So what is the experience like? It is an interactive game show type event where guests are divided into teams and live Weave hosts. I know somebody mentioned how important hosts are. Our hosts are brilliantly talented, entertaining human beings, and they take the teams through a variety of challenges or mini games such as trivia, Pictionary, categories, a scavenger hunt, lip sync battles, you name it. It's all included in a 1-hour game show experience. And for the holidays, all of the game content is holiday focused. So the music the guests hear, the trivia questions, the pictures you draw for Pictionary, all of it is festive, seasonal, holiday themed. So it really puts people in that feeling of the season. And you may be wondering, what makes this different than all of these different trivia virtual events that exist today? And I'm so glad you asked that question. The platform is a huge piece of why it's so different. So your guests are not just answering trivia questions for an hour. Our expert game designers have created an experience that ebbs and flows in terms of the pace. The transitions between the different mini games are seamless. The types of games are meant for a variety of personalities, so everyone gets something they can shine at. And I would say two of the best parts of our platform, it's really hard for me to pick two, but especially for holiday events, are one, you can customize the experience. And two, as the organizer, you hardly have to do a thing. We make the magic happen for you while you actually get to log in and enjoy the event. So in terms of customizations, this is a holiday party. You want it to feel special and different, and just like you would if it was an in-person event. So we can add your logo, your company colors. Your CEO can provide us with a pre-recorded welcome, thank you, happy holiday video message that we play before the game sessions begin. You can host a live award ceremony where we can recognize employees on our virtual stage. You can do a raffle and we can spin the virtual raffle wheel. Everyone sees their names go by. There are a ton of options to really make it yours. So a bit of advice as you're out there researching virtual holiday parties, you're going to come across so many of them, as you probably all have already. And my advice is to identify what platform they use. Usually it is difficult to find on their website because many companies are using Zoom. And in order for your holiday party to have that special feeling, I do encourage you to find a vendor that has their own proven platform. Last December, we hosted 4,000 virtual game rooms just in December, and we completely sold out. We only have so many humans who can make the magic happen behind the scenes. And we had to stop taking reservations early November. And this year is looking to be similar. We're already booking events in December and have been for over a month now. So we are encouraging our clients and our prospective clients to schedule with us as soon as possible. especially, and this goes for any vendor you choose, especially if you're wanting to secure one of those coveted Thursday or Friday evenings. Just like, you know, when you're making reservations for an in-person event, those are the popular days. I'm going to hand it back over to the Hoppier team, but just as we go through the rest of these vendors, keep in mind that these can all be used in conjunction with each other, all of them together, or you can pick and choose 2 or 3. You know, in this example, Weave would be like your main event, and then everything else you'd be like putting on top, like your sprinkles and your cherry and your whipped cream to just add that special sauce to make it an even more magical event. So with that, I'm going to hand it back over to Tom. I think Tom is going to put a resource in the chat for you if you want more info. We do offer live demos every Tuesday as well, so you can fully experience it. But I'm going to hand it back.
Thank you so much, Iris. I just shared that handout. I see so many people say, I love Wave, I love the Go game. And I must say, I am one of these people. So we just had one of our first games hosted on Weave, and that was so awesome. There are so many features that I love. One of the things that I really enjoyed is that it's not the first time that we have one of these like online games with our team, but there was something special about the fact that we were able to see every person on every team in that screen, but we were also able to only speak to our teammates at specific times, such as when we have to brainstorm as a team to give the right answer. Or it was really fun how sometimes you're only able to speak with your teammates, sometimes you can speak with anyone from any other team. What usually happens if you use Zoom, for example, is like you are put into breakout rooms, and then you can speak with your teammates, and then you go back to the stage. So being able to speak to different people and see everybody made me really feel like this was almost like, you know,
it's like whispering, right? It's like
what
going
would
into
happen
the
in real
corner
life.
and
So that was
talking. So
pretty
it was
cool.
literally like that.
I think
like, I could see the other people,
sorry.
But when they were talking to their team members, I couldn't hear them. And yeah, Tom, I loved that. And I also loved the energy these party hosts brought, because they were actual party hosts. Like you could tell even through the screen, like they had their shimmery background and they were like calling each person's name and engaging them. And yeah, I think those were like some of my, you know, favorite things. There were so many. I started making a list, but I think these are my top 2 for sure.
Oh, that makes me so happy. I see lots of awesome questions. We want to get to everything, but I'll just throw out there again, we do have a live demo every Tuesday. So if you go to weave.co, you can register for that demo. And we're also happy to set up one-on-one calls with our sales team so that we can answer all your questions. We host events for 10 people to 10,000, so it doesn't matter how many. I saw a question about that. And absolutely beyond Christmas, if your question was about, you know, is the content Christmassy specific, we have a holiday theme, a winter theme, and a New Year theme in terms of just this time of year. But we host these events all year round as well.
Amazing. Yeah, so we'll have some time for Q&A at the end, but we'll try to answer some of these questions as we speak. So the other big surprise of this event that we are going to talk about Hoppier, obviously. So obviously, so 2 of the 5 vendors are Weave and Hoppier. I think it makes sense, you know, when you start planning your virtual holiday party, you have to start by identifying or choosing, first of all, like the main activation, the main experience, the main game of the event, and then kind of your virtual event venue, like your virtual event tech platform. Where is that event going to take place? I think that makes sense to start with these 2 choices. So Weave is an amazing partner for that. Now, once you have decided on this, it gives you room for a lot of different add-ons, a lot of different experiences that can help you make your virtual event even more fun and more engaging. And so one of these cool event add-ons is Hoppier, and I think it's pretty cool. Not only because I work for Hoppier, I even have that cool Hoppier swag that I received yesterday, but also because when I remember my best moments, whether it was during in-person events or virtual events, these moments were usually when I was talking to somebody, meeting somebody new, learning something about their work, about their lives. And that would usually happen with either food or drinks. So it was usually during a lunch or the event dinner, the event happy hour, the event after party. And it's crazy how I think that, food and drinks are just a great way for people to connect around it. It's like the one thing that can ignite those awesome conversations. And so if you want to recreate these physical experiences in a virtual world, well, good luck with that. I would say if you don't have Hoppier. Well, you mainly have like two choices. It's like you can send like food boxes or drinks boxes to everybody's homes, or you can use gift cards. But with the first option, it's a logistics nightmare. You have to understand what people want. You have to know where they are located so that you can ship those boxes, which is kind of sensitive information. You're not like, as an employer, you're not really supposed to know where people can work from. They can work from anywhere in the world, which also gets costly in terms of shipping costs. And the thing is, with those gift card companies, if you go to the other option, well, let's face it, like most of these like food delivery apps such as Uber Eats or DoorDash or Skip the Dishes, they have those business offerings, but they only we lost Maitri. I hope she's okay. But they only cover the big cities, right? So it's not only about those companies being mainly in Canada, in the US. It's also about people working from very small towns where those companies don't go to. So if you want to provide this very inclusive experience and being able to offer food, drinks, and even gifts to anyone really anywhere in the world in just a few minutes, Hoppier is the right way to do it. And the way it works is it's a platform that enables you to create and distribute those smart digital Visa cards. And I call them smart because, first of all, you can brand them with any color, with your own logo. You can decide on the allowance on the card. You can decide for some people to get more or less, but you can really decide on the amount of US dollars or other currencies that you will give away to people. You can also decide when they can use the cards, and the most important thing is you can decide where they can buy from. So we have all the most common delivery apps, such as I said, Uber Eats, DoorDash. For drinks, for the virtual holiday party, we have Drizzly. But what I think is really cool is that you can enable entire vendor categories with Hoppier. So these are Visa cards, right? So if you enable in Hoppier local restaurants or local shops, your employees can actually go to those shops and use the card. If they link it to the Apple Pay or to the Google Pay, they can actually go there and buy the food or drinks that makes them that they would like to have, or that they like the most. And I've talked about like food experiences or drinks experiences, but we also have a lot of gift vendors. So if you want to create or if you want to create these gifting experiences and reward your employees for a great work, or just like thank them for sticking around during this crazy time, we have a lot of different vendors for more like the gifting part, such as Amazon, Apple, Google, Nike, like a ton of different vendors that make sense for this. In terms of how to get started, it's super easy. You go to hoppier.com. It depends on your event size. So if it's less than 25, you can go straight to the platform and get started. If it's more than 25 attendees, then you can have a chat with our team, and we will get you set up. So in terms of the pricing, also pretty simple. It starts with $6 per card, and the bigger the event, the lower the price per card will be. But you also have to take into account the allowance on the card. So if you distribute 25 bucks to 100 people, it's gonna cost you around like $6 to $5 per card,
Tom,
but
well, I
also
really like
$25
the fact I'm
at
back, by the
100
way.
people.
I think, yeah, I think the internet,
Oh,
yeah, the internet couldn't take how awesome this webinar was, so it
you're
crashed
back,
with me
okay?
for a bit.
But
But I'm
we
back.
cannot see you.
And I was listening to the whole thing, and I just remembered one of the customers. He was talking to me, and he said he wanted to craft like a holiday gifting experience where they're forced to go and like they're persuaded to spend more time with the people around them because it was a virtual gift card that he was sending. So he chose the particular vendors that would give that experience. Some of them were gamers and some of them loved cooking. So it was not just centered around food, but it was any experience that they wanted, which was amazing. And I was just thinking of the time when I had to help with holiday cards for a similar campaign before I knew Hoppier. It was for 500 people. I had to set up, and they were across 5 countries. So I had to select 5 different type of cards and see which one works in which country, translate it in terms of the local currency. And it took me almost 2 hours, get on support with them and all of that. But with Hoppier, I just saw how easy it was, and also the visibility, right? That this person used $6 out of the $20 and they used it in XYZ place, and you get the rest of it back. That just blew my mind.
Excuse me, Maitri, I think people can't hear you. Is that can people say if we can hear? Okay, sorry. I think 2 people could not hear, but we can hear. Amazing. Okay, sorry, Maitri. I didn't want you
That's
to
okay. That's
say
okay.
all
But
this
yeah, that
all this
was one of the
valuable
main
information, and people
things
can't
that
actually
lit
hear
my
you.
eyes the first time I heard about Hoppier. So I was like, okay, that's amazing, and I haven't seen this offering anywhere before.
Amazing. Thank you, Maitri. So let's go to the next and third vendor, which is swag.com. And so the reason why we wanted to talk about swag.com, which is basically an event swag company, is, well, first of all, I think that having swag at an event, just an amazing way for people to feel like they belong to something, they belong to that event, they belong to that community. And whether it's branded mug, whether it's a branded hat, whether it's this branded sweatshirt, when I see somebody with kind of the same mark, it really makes me feel like I'm part of something, which I think is really cool and can really help you create that digital experience that you can integrate those physical elements to that online world, so that it really feel like you were there in person. And why did we choose swag.com? A few reasons, actually. The first one is the item quality. So I know quite a few people at swag.com, and I can tell you from experience that they go through a very, very tough process to choose the right items with the right quality. And so I think like offering swag to employees is the one initiative that you don't do every 2 weeks, right? It's costly, let's be honest, but it's really amazing to have these items sent home and get that gift box to your house. So I would say, if there is one thing where I'm okay paying just a small premium, but to get the right quality of products, that would be for a swag company. And the second reason is, what I really love is that the entire buying journey is online. So through their online platform, you can choose the items that you like. You can brand it with different colors, with with different designs. And not only that, like when you are almost ready to buy, they give you like a super transparent breakdown of the cost. And I will explain you a little bit more into how the pricing model works. But that's something that I find very very cool, is that they're very transparent in terms of pricing. Also, something that I really like is that you can obviously send these items to one location, but again, it's designed for the remote world. So what happens? You usually have to send these gift boxes or these items to a lot of different locations in different countries even. So two options there. You can just have a CSV file and you upload that file, and that's super easy. But again, like Hoppler, asking for people's locations and addresses, it's not always an easy process. So what you can do instead is creating your own custom web shop, which is pretty cool. So every employee, they ship to the Caribbean island. I'm not sure, I can ask, but I actually want to go there and get my mug sent there. But what I think is really cool is that so you can send your employees that link, and they can then choose the items that they want the most. And then the next step is they can put in the address themselves so that you don't have to ask. So in terms of pricing, it gets a little bit more complicated than with Hoppy or other vendors, because there are a lot of different criteria involved, like the amount of items, the level of customization, there are taxes. There is the pick and package fee, as you can see on the slide here below, which is basically they have to send those items to a warehouse and then have somebody to take the right item and package them and then send them. So there is human work involved. And then of course the shipping cost, which can get pricey if you send it to a lot of different countries that are pretty remote. So it's tough to kind of say this is the price. It depends on different criteria. But for 100 custom hoodies, it costs around $4,782. So where is the warehouse? So they have different warehouses in different countries. That's why it doesn't get like crazy expensive if you buy from the US and you send it to Japan, for example. They have different warehouses and they have different vendors that will customize these items and send it to the local warehouse. So that's what's really cool about them too, is that it can get pricey, but it's made so that you will pay the lowest price to be able to ship to anyone anywhere in the world. Before we go to the last two vendors, I want to ask you, can you please tell me your favorite tech vendor? And what I mean is like, mainly for your virtual holiday party, like if you've used a really cool tool or a really cool partner last year, or you just had a call or you found out about a really cool new event tech solution for this year's holiday party, please share it in the chat. We would love to know about these awesome solutions. Remo, Zoom, and WebEx. Broadly entertaining. I really like confetti. I don't know confetti. I will look it up. Maitri, we still can't see you. I don't know if that's something we can solve or not. No.
Oh my God.
Yeah, once you came back, we could only hear you.
Yeah. I'm also gonna
Airbnb experience is another one too. Great. I love all these other tech names.
This handout. If you go to handouts, I just shared the Hoppy handout. If you want to tell, if you want to have more info, you can go to the website, or you can go to this one pager. We've used Go Game with success. I think a lot of people love Go Game. Iris, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love seeing all these
Feet
comments.
first.
Thank you. I swear they're not plants. I don't recognize these names.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, we have Maitri back, everyone. That's awesome.
I lost my heart for a minute. I was like, wait, what? People can't see me? But I got dressed this morning like
For
presentable.
once,
This is
for
not
once you get
fair.
dressed. Yeah.
No, it's a webinar.
Okay,
Okay.
Maitri, we can see you, we can hear you, so you can fire it away.
Awesome. So our fourth one is going to be Snapbar. And I don't know about all of you, but I definitely used to look forward to holiday party photos like no one else, just because they're so much fun. Everyone's like pretty and dressed up and having a good time. And it was almost nostalgic, even though I would be seeing it like after a week. I'd be like, oh, good times. So I've missed those during the virtual party, virtual world. But then I came across Snapbar and I instantly fell in love. So it's, if anything, like the shortest possible description I can give is like it's a virtual photo booth for your events. You know how we get all the people on our meetings to have backgrounds and take a picture, and those are the blurry photos that we put up on social media and say, hey, we had a fun time in our holiday party. Well, that's about to change with Snapbar, just because their platform has so much to offer. They have customizable frames and backgrounds and stickers, and it's for each and every theme. So the last time I went into the platform, they had New Year themes, they had holiday themes, they had Halloween themes, they had Thanksgiving themes. It's just every single event there is a theme that they're worked for. And if you don't like them or if you want slight tweaks here and there, the team is always available to fit your needs and answer your needs according to your liking, which I find is amazing. And it's not just the photographs itself, it's also the link. If you want to have a link that has your company name and your event name, a customizable URL, that's available. And their whole platform is basically white labeled. So if you want your brand colors, your brand logo, all of it can be included. And there are two offerings. There's one that is the entire platform, and you have access to it for 3 whole days. And I think the minimum is like $800, where you get 1,000 images, almost 10,000 images, and you have access to them for 3 days, as I said. Or you have virtual photo booth themes that is for a slightly lesser price, but it's only access for a single day. So that is their whole process. And if you do go and book a demo with them, they're pretty cool. They come back to you within 24 hours. I just wanted to go put myself in a prospect's shoes again, and I booked a demo, and the customer success team like reached out to me in like an hour, and they're like, when do you want to chat? So they're really quick with service, and their customer support is amazing. So and for lead time, I would say anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks would be a good time frame. It's much quicker than that. It's just I am a very type A personality where I want to check each and everything, have multiple runs, and make sure everything's working fine. So for someone like me, I would suggest 2 to 3 weeks is a good lead time for you to get accustomed to the platform and just get yourself set up with the design elements and everything. So yeah, that's Snapbar for you. But I just wanted to ask Tom and Iris, like, when was the last time you took a fun photo in a virtual setting and actually liked it, because the lighting was good, the background was good, and all of that?
Never.
Oh, I struggle with my office background setup all the time. And yeah, so having these backgrounds, this is like getting ready for this webinar, this Snapbar is new to me, and it's awesome. We're going to definitely refer folks here because it's a great kind of, fun add-on to do for whatever your main event is.
That's awesome.
I think I've never taken a good
Great.
photo of myself during a virtual event. That has never happened, even with Snapbar.
Struggle is real.
All right.
I tried it, and then I think the best one was me with the Rudolph red nose. Like I tried it on Snapbar with like a holiday theme, and that was amazing. I was like, oh, this is nice. So yeah, I'm gonna be using that quite a bit now.
Awesome. And drum roll for the fifth and last vendor of today's webinar. Twine Networking. Really cool software.
Twine. Well, I think everyone's gonna ask what this is about, but I'm just gonna come out and say it's where the cool kids hang. You've always heard like after party is where the cool kids go to after an actual party, right? So Twine Networking is a virtual version of that. When was the last time you reached out to someone who's not in your team and had a chat with them? Well, it's been forever for me. But we used to do that like at a holiday party when all the bash and the bang is over. We would just sit in corners, catch up with each other, ask them how their year's been, and get all kinds of juicy stories from their and just bond, right? So I think that's something that's been missing in all events, because we just go, we attend, and we come back. There is no that banter, I would say, that's missing, and Twine really helps foster that into the equation. So that's really great. And just to sweeten the deal, if you're hosting a party for up to 250 people, it's free. It's, you can go create an account today, create a room, and once you create a room, they'll have this intro video, which by the way you can also create for your event. And you get access to the room, and when you create your room, you can choose, do you want to allow 5 people in one session, or 4 or 3? Like you can decide how big or small you want the group to be, and how long do you want each conversation to last. So it's almost like speed networking within your company. So if you set the time at like 5 minutes, 2 people get together, chat for 5 minutes, and then you're put in the room with someone else. So it's all seamless, and it integrates with all your platforms pretty seamlessly. So that's amazing. Yeah, so this was absolutely a no-brainer for me. I was like, I love chatting with people. I miss doing that, and this is a perfect way to also end the holiday party and get that feeling of really connecting with your colleagues and spreading the holiday spirit. So yeah, that's Twine Networking for you. And with that, we have the 5 vendors that we have presented. So yeah.
I think yeah,
Over
about
to you, Tom.
Twine, what I really love is like, I don't think I know everybody in our team. I mean, I never, I there are a few people in my team that I have never, or in the big Hoppler team, not in my marketing team, but there are a few people I've never engaged with one-on-one, and we are a pretty small team. So I can imagine for people of like 100 plus, if you are more than 100 people in your company, like having this opportunity in the virtual world to engage one-on-one is pretty hard. So I think, having this virtual holiday party is also a moment where you can create those opportunities to meet people you never talk to. And so I think Twine is just this amazing software that can help you achieve that. And it depends on when you want to activate this. I think as this after party makes a lot of sense, right? You have these games, you have all these experiences, so then you can have the choice between sticking around in that group of different people, or engaging one-on-one and meeting new people from different departments, which is something I would love to do this year. So here is like a summary of everything that we talked about, and we're gonna send you this after the event. So after the event, you'll have a few resources. Obviously, this webinar recording, and also the handouts that we have sent, and also a gift that I will present to you at the end. But so this is like a condensed summary of the key information of these 5 software. But before I go to the last step, the last section of the webinar, I want to ask you a broad question, which is so important to us, which is, how will you measure success of your virtual holiday party? Are there like, you can share it in the chat as an open question. Are there like any specific KPIs that you look into, or it's more like just as a way to engage people, to show your appreciation after this crazy year, and there is no real metric that you're going to use, or are there specific metrics? That's my question.
I love the answers that are
no
coming
tech
in.
hiccups.
Participation, no tech hiccups. Yeah. That's
no
so big.
Maitri disappearing middle of the webinar. And I'm talking, but being a ghost,
exactly.
we can't see her. Positive.
Yeah.
I think that positive feedback is so important to, you know, immediately, whether you're using Slack or whatever you're using internally for chat, you know, if people are right away saying how much fun they had, I know that for me is what's most important.
Yeah.
And even participation, right? It's like, it's only a party if there are people who come. Otherwise, it's not a party.
Yeah.
Yes, Leslie, to that awkward experience. Absolutely. I know we've all been there and experienced some pretty awkward virtual events this past year and a half.
For sure. I think should be a mix of quantitative and qualitative insights, right? Quantitative can be, okay, how many people joined, because most of these events are not mandatory, but how many people engaged, how many, I don't know, I don't know if there are like some event metrics that we can track with Weave, but probably there are some engagement metrics that we can track, but also like this past event survey, right, where you're gonna collect qualitative insights and like, hey, tell us how it, you know, how it went for you, and what you thought was great, and maybe what you think could have been done better. So it should be a mix of these two, I think, that will help you get intelligence out of your virtual holiday party.
I know there were some questions up above that I could try to get to, I think, like after this slide. So just hang tight, everyone. I think we'll still have time to address some of those.
I think we all wanted to, the three of us, we wanted to, you know, make your life even easier by detailing you the budget that you would need to forecast if you were to host a virtual party for 100 people. Okay, so we can give you more insights, but basically with it's about $12 per person. Hoppler, you have to take into account the cards fees, but also the allowance that that people will use to buy the food, drinks, or gifts. Swag.com, I explained that on the slide. Snapbar, that would be about $900. Twine is free up to 250 people. So the total budget is $9,977. So let's round this up to 10,000. So if you were to use all 5 tools, that was our goal with this event, is like telling you about 5 complementary software, which we think, you know, are amazing together as a tool stack for your virtual holiday party that can create that magical moment and bring you that holiday cheer. So with around $100 per person, you can use all these 5 tools. And the next step probably for you would be to sell this internally, right? It's like create a business case, present this event budget, this event tools in a way that is appealing to the person that needs to sign off on that budget. And so that's actually the next edition of our holiday series. Maitri, if I can ask you to share the URL in the chat. It's actually, we have a three webinar series, and that was the first edition. The next one is we're going to talk with Hoppler's head of sales, who's used at creating those business cases, at presenting things in a way that's very appealing to top management, so that you can actually get the right budget for your event and use all these cool activations. And the last, you can already sign up for that one. The last webinar will be about, okay, now that you have inspiration about the cool event tech vendors, you have the right budget, you get eternal buying, you need to create this pre-event journey to create excitement for all the people who will be joining. And so there are a lot of tactics, a lot of things that you can do to kind of extend the lifetime, the timeline of your virtual holiday event by creating this really pre-event journey. And so before we ask some question, we had a gift for attendees. So everybody who attended today will receive a $15 Hoppler card. So you can, I will send you a link also in that post event email. Please buy some food, or buy yourself a drink, or buy yourself a small gift. You can actually you can also add your personal credit card if you want to spend over that $15. And if you book a call with us, and I'm gonna send you, I'm gonna share this link right now, share now. So if you click on this link and you book a call with our team by 5 p.m. today, not 6, not 7, 5 p.m. EST, we'll give $10. So you will get not $15, but $25, which will allow you to get a nicer lunch or a nicer gift. So 5 p.m. Today.
And then from Weave, we are going to offer you all, and this is only for folks who attended, and we're going to offer you 10% off the total cost of your event. So mention this webinar when you talk to a salesperson at Weave, and we will take care of that for you. Do you want me to jump into some questions?
And this is the call to action if you want to discover Weave. Yes.
Oh,
please.
Awesome. Thank you.
We have.
All right, I wrote some things down. I know we only have 3 minutes, but I'm gonna just kind of spew some info at you, and then please follow up with us and we'll be happy to go into more detail. Susan asked about hybrid events. The short answer is yes. Here at Weave, we absolutely can do that. And so we'd be happy to talk through what that looks like for your folks in the office versus those who are remote. Let's see, Tim, I addressed this briefly, but you asked if it's beyond Christmas. I just want to specify that we do have different themes. So our holiday theme is actually not Christmas themed. It's meant to touch on a variety of holidays. So, but if you want no mention of any specific holiday like Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, etc., then you want to choose our winter theme, which is also international friendly. And then what was another question? Somebody asked about mobile and like which I think as we went through all 5 of these, for all of them other than Weave, you might have been able to determine what was mobile friendly. Like for example, Snapbar, absolutely mobile friendly. Weave is meant to be on a desktop or a laptop. So that really is for the real estate of the screen is super important for just the engagement and participation for the participants. And then Lizette, last question I think I saw. Oh, Sandy, I'll get to yours too. Lizette, 2,000 people. Yes, absolutely. We can do that. We host events for hundreds, thousands at a time. And the way that it's structured, it still makes it feel like a really intimate experience for every participant. And Sandy, you'd like to see a demo of Weave. Great. Go to weave.co. and you'll see buttons all over that website that say try a demo. And we offer those demos every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. If that time doesn't work for you, fill out our contact form and a salesperson will get back to you super quickly and we can set up a one-on-one call for you. So I think that was all the questions.
There was just a new one here.
There's some more coming in, but what's the max number of participants? So the way that we structure things is we break people up into separate game rooms. Every room has its own host. Each room holds up to 25 people. And then within that room, if there are 25 people, there's 5 teams of 5. So you are competing against those other teams within your room. And depending on how many total guests you have determines how many rooms you have. So hopefully that answers your question, CB. We can do any time zone. And I think all of these vendors can do any time zone. I think of these vendors, we're the ones that have live humans who are hosting. So that question I think really is for us, and we are global and host events in any time zone. I think we touched on all of them, but it is the end of the time. Be respectful of that. And
all of you,
my email is iris@weave.co. So please feel free to email me directly. I'll put that in the chat if you have further questions.
Don't forget that preview. Yeah. Okay, here we go. And this is mine. If you have any question, I think you received a lot of emails from me, so you should have mine. But if you don't, here it is. So I think it's time to wrap up. I want to be mindful of everybody's time. Thank you so much for joining us. There was, I hope it was fun for everyone. It was sure fun for me. Thank you again. If you want to join the next edition, we'll share that link of the holiday series in the follow-up email with the Hoppier gift, the link to Hoppier, the link to Weave, and the handouts that we shared today. So lots of things for you, and hopefully you'll have an amazing and magical virtual holiday party. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.